JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, man charged over involvement in shootout. A man who turned himself into the police has been charged in relation to a shooting incident at the intersection of Westminster and Eastwood Park Roads in Kingston on April 22, charged with shooting with intent, wounding with intent, and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition is 31-year-old Martin Harriott of Rosehill District in St. Andrew. According to the police, the complainant was driving his motor truck when, upon reaching the intersection of Westminster and Eastwood Park Roads, Harriott and other men drove up beside him and opened gunfire, hitting him. The complainant reportedly exited his vehicle and used his licensed firearm and returned gunfire. The incident happened about 6:35 p.m. The police said the accused and the other men escaped, and the complainant was assisted to the hospital where he was treated. Harriott turned himself into the police, accompanied by his attorney, on May 11 and was charged the following Friday after an identification parade. Man in custody after gun and ammo seized on Whitehall Avenue. The St. Andrew North Police seized the Taurus 9mm pistol and the 12 9mm rounds of ammunition during an operation on Whitehall Avenue, St. Andrew on Saturday. According to the Constant Spring Police, the operation was conducted between the hours of 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. The firearm was reportedly found in a box outside a house in the community. One man was taken into custody. Investigations continue. Beanie Man charged $150,000 for breaching DRMA. Dancehall artist Beanie Man was on Monday fined $150,000 or 30 days imprisonment for breaching the Disaster Risk Management Act DRMA when he appeared before the St. Elizabeth Parish Court. The entertainer pleaded guilty on April 19. Beanie Man, whose given name is Moses Davis, was accused of hosting an entertainment event in Shrewsbury, St. Elizabeth on November 29. The 47-year-old artist was also charged with failing to obtain permission to hold the event, contrary to the Noise Abatement Act. In April, he pleaded not guilty to breaching the Noise Abatement Act, and that offense was dismissed. Man gets 20 years for killing 8-year-old. A 29-year-old man has been sentenced to 20 years in prison for the murder of his 8-year-old stepson. The sentence was handed down on Dwayne Thomas in the St. Catherine Circuit Court on Friday. When Thomas appeared before Justice Courtney Day, he was sentenced for the murder of Aaron Masters, then student of Davis Primary School in Old Arbor Glades, St. Catherine. Thomas will be eligible for parole after serving 10 years. He also received 10 years for wounding with intent of the child's mother. The sentences are to run concurrently. The judge said that Thomas, having pleaded guilty, benefited from a 30% reduction on his sentence. A psychiatric evaluation has been ordered because the accused is believed to have schizophrenia. Thomas was represented by attorneys at law Vinette Grant and Sheldon Campbell. The accused had pleaded guilty to murder of the child and the wounding with intent of his mother during a heated dispute. The facts are that about 6:30 a.m. on November 23, 2019, Thomas and his fiancée had a disagreement. The dispute escalated into an altercation during which Thomas used a knife to inflict stab wounds to her. In a fit of rage, he also attacked the 8-year-old child and rained stab wounds on the boy's upper body. Master succumbed to the injuries. Meanwhile, the mother, who bled profusely, ran from the premises and was hospitalized. The Old Arbor police took Thomas into custody and he was charged following an investigation. Government agencies help Clarendon orphans. 2 government organizations have partnered to help 3 children who were left orphaned after their mother, 35-year-old Camille Ellis, and the youngest child's father, Fernando Morris, were brutally murdered hours apart late last month. The Jamaica Constabulary Forces Community Safety and Security Branch, CSSB, along with the Clarendon Municipal Corporation, CMC, reached out to the family with a donation of food and other items to make their lives a little easier as they struggle to cope with their tragic loss. The children, aged 3, 16, and 17, are now in the care of their maternal grandmother after her daughter was murdered at her home in Effortville, Clarendon, on April 24. The teenager's father died years ago, and according to the police, Morris was shot and killed when he went to pick up his son at the family home the morning after Ellis's murder. The 74-year-old grandmother, who now cares for the children, said she is grateful for the constant support from the CSSB and the CMC. I feel very glad because the police don't leave us out. Them take very good care of us. I was wondering after time how would I manage. But now with this we see that they have good interest in us and I'm glad for it and I appreciate it, she said. She said so far only one child has started counseling and medication to help cope with the trauma experienced. Deputy Superintendent in charge of the CSSB in Clarendon, Owen Brown, said the unit will be there for the family. A part of community policing is staying close to victims of crimes. From time to time, we'll see the needs that exist. And so that is why we reach out to the CMC, which has assisted us with these well-needed items for the family. We trust that this will go a far way in making the children happier. They are very receptive. They are always happy to see the police, and they are very good people, he said. He also encouraged other agencies that can help to reach out and do so. Much needed items donated by CMC staff include food, toiletries, soap, and a small stove along with a cylinder of cooking gas. NWC says criminals behind Kennedy Grove water woes. The National Water Commission, NWC, says illegal connections to its transmission main by criminals are responsible for the inconsistent supply affecting residents of Kennedy Grove housing scheme in Clarendon. The Water Management Agency was responding to the residents' frustration at the problem, which they said was affecting their hygiene and sanitation efforts. We're active NWC customers, but we'd only get water on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. In March, there was a message from NWC that a pump was out, and so we didn't get any water for 2 weeks. It then came back for a short time, a female resident who asked not to be named said. Now we're noticing that when it comes, it doesn't stay for long, and there's no pressure, added the woman, who said her frustration grew when her attempts to get answers from the NWC were unsuccessful. I contacted NWC by both online chat and their local office, but all I got were reference numbers, because when I told them I had gotten one reference number already, they still gave me another one. Nothing has changed, she said. The resident also alleged that ganja farmers were hijacking the water supply in the area. There's an allegation that people are cultivating marijuana, and so they cut the main line to divert water to their fields, she said. But the NWC did not state specifically what tapped into its transmission main. The agency said its investigation uncovered that the disruptions originated from the acts of criminal elements who had connected pipes to its 6-inch transmission main at several points in the heavily forested areas that the pipeline traverses. According to the NWC, its regional manager for Clarendon and St. Catherine, Garwayne Johnson, reported that his team made checks on Thursday, May 13, 2021, following several complaints from customers, and found more than 500 meters of 1-inch illegal pipelines. The agency said, while no individual was identified for prosecution, the team removed at least 10 major illegal connection points in an area that will save thousands of gallons in potential losses. Johnson reported that the team had to seek support from the security forces as the initial steps to remove the illegal connections were thwarted by the threat of criminal elements in the area. The situation was further compounded by the extremely rough terrain, which is mostly accessible by foot, the agency said. It insisted that there has been no delay nor negligence in its response to the water supply outages that have affected Kennedy Grove and its environs. The agency also said that based on the coordinated efforts, regular water supply has been restored to most customers in Kennedy Grove. Johnson also said that, notwithstanding the challenges, the NWC remains resolute in its mission to supply water despite the scourge of illegal elements. 3 deaths, 77 new COVID cases. The country recorded 77 new COVID-19 cases and 3 deaths yesterday, bringing the total number of confirmed cases to 47,396, with 22,898 active and the death toll to 863. The deaths were of 2 people from Clarendon, a 63-year-old woman and a 56-year-old man, and a 68-year-old woman from Kingston and St. Andrew. The new cases were recorded in Clarendon and Hanover, 1 each, Kingston and St. Andrew 13, Manchester 3, Portland, St. Elizabeth, St. Mary, St. Anne and Trelawney 2 each, St. James 5, St. Thomas 12, St. Catherine 21 and Westmoreland 11. The new cases range in age from 1 year to 86 years, and the gender breakdown is 39 females and 38 males. A total 1,291 tests were conducted. At the same time, there were 157 recoveries for a total 23,281. 149 patients are hospitalized, with 23 being critically ill. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember, subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.